This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, how there. It's Jeff Villenueve welcoming you to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. Now, I didn't really find any good birthday boys for April the 10th, which is a rarity because, you know, usually I find a birthday boy. But yesterday, when I did my Sports Catastrophe about people who celebrated my birthday on April the 9th, I put out this guy was the number one person. So I decided to do an in-depth thing on Jacques Villeneuve in lieu of having to only do one video. So anyway, Jacques Villeneuve is 50 years old. He was born in Saint-Jean-sur-Richelieu, Quebec. Villeneuve actually is still driving. He's in the Wayland Euro Series, NASCAR Wayland Euro Series. That's weird. The son of Gilles Villeneuve and the namesake of his uncle. People forget that there was a Jacques Villeneuve who was a IndyCar guy, but that's his uncle. Villeneuve won the 95 IndyCar Championship, the 95 Indy 500, and the 97 Formula One World Championship, making him only their driver after Mario Andretti and Emerson Fittipaldi to achieve a feat. But I didn't know Emerson Fittipaldi won an F1 title. Anyway, no Canadian has won the Indy 500 or Formula One driver's title, or a race for that matter, since 1998. Anyway, Villeneuve won 11 Grand Prix in his career. He had 2 good years in kart, and then he moved to F1 with the Williams team, alongside Damon Hill. Villeneuve and Hill would fight tooth and nail for the F1 title, which was weird seeing 2 teammates do that. He won 4 races and almost took it on the final race in Japan, but Villeneuve had to retire from the race, and Hill won the race anyway. Villeneuve would be fighting out with Michael Schumacher in 97, but Schumacher would try to knock Villeneuve out of the race and failed miserably. Unfortunately, after 97, Villeneuve did not win any F1 races, or even be in the top 3. With the fact that the Williams team had failed to have a competitive engine, Villeneuve started sliding, and in 99 he moved from Williams to the British American Racing Team. He stayed there for 4 years, but was replaced by Takuma Sato. Villeneuve would drive for Renault 2004 and Sauber in 2005/06. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, he was raised in Monaco. Oh, that. And his uncle Jacques Sr. actually ended up winning an IndyCar race at Road America in 1985. Gilles Villeneuve would be a Ferrari F1 driver and almost winning the 79 campaign, but despite winning 6 Grand Prix. Sadly, though, Gilles died qualifying for the 82 Belgian Grand Prix. Villeneuve had a lot of decent relationships. He was engaged to Dannii Minogue, who was Kylie Minogue's sister, and was engaged to an American ballerina, but he didn't marry them. He married his Paris girlfriend, Johanna Martinez, May of 2006. They have, well, Villeneuve has 2 sons with Johanna, Jules and Joaquin, and he married someone else, Camilo Lopez, in 2012 with 2, and has 2 more sons, Benjamin and Henri. He was named Canada's Athlete of the Year in 95 and 97. The 97 one was controversial because Larry Walker was supposed to win that award because Larry Walker put up fantastic numbers and won the MVP in 97. But basically, he said he can't believe he lost to a machine. Jacques lived in Monaco, then Switzerland, and then he would move to Quebec. But he decided to move to Andorra because of the language laws. But now he lives in Milan. Jacques wanted to follow in his father's footsteps, but his mother would only allow him to drive a mark if he got good marks in math. And Jacques put the pedal to the metal at school, and his mother told him he could be a cart and all that. And he looked okay and all that. Jacques surprised a lot of people. No, at 17 he wanted to have a racing license, but of course he's too young. Well, he did pretty well for himself. He went to Italy and Japan for Formula 3 stuff. And in 93, Villeneuve would actually be in the Toyota Atlantic Series. That's basically the minor leagues to the kart series. And I remember watching a 1992 interview, not live, but like 92, like through the internet, that Jacques at 18 would do this, and his mother was asked. Yeah, his mother was asked about his thing, and Joanne basically said that he wanted to do his own thing at 18. My mom told me to do my own thing at 18, and I listened to her. So basically, I forgot her exact words, but basically, I think she's saying that he's 18, he can do his own thing. I did. My mother let me do my own thing at 18. So anyway, yeah. Villeneuve did pretty well for himself. In 94, he actually was runner-up in the Indy 500 and actually won his first race at Road America. He would be sixth in the IndyCar race in the Indy season, getting Rookie of the Year. In 95, he was strong. He won many victories. But the Indy 500 in 1995 was his strongest kart victory ever. Despite the fact that he had to take a 2-lap penalty mid-race, he actually fought his way back up the field. Mostly because of a lot of cautions in that race, that basically he was allowed to be he closed ground. Villeneuve was second behind his fellow Canadian, Scott Goodyear. However, Goodyear exited the pits and passed the pace car too quickly and basically was penalized. Villeneuve beat Crispin Fittipaldi to win the Indy 500. Frank Williams, who was the director of the Williams Grand Prix team, wanted to sign Villeneuve to Formula One. Villeneuve signed a 2-year deal with Williams. He actually took first place in his state. Well, he had the pole position during his debut in Australia, but unfortunately an oil leak ruined him, and he had to allow his teammate to pass. Thankfully, though, he would take second place. In fact, he would be the last driver to make the podium in his first F1 race, maiden race, until Lewis Hamilton did it. However, Villeneuve would win his first Formula One race at the Nürburgring in Germany. He won 3 races and almost got to the 96 title. The only person standing in his way was David Hill, his teammate, and all that. There was a gap of 9 points, and things were slim. Hill ended up winning the race anyway. It was shocking that Williams dropped Damon Hill for the 97 season after Damon Hill was the world champion. Villeneuve would be the team's lead driver. And Heinz-Harald Frentzen was made to be Villeneuve's teammate. Villeneuve and Schumacher went 2 and 2. Tat-a-tat, I meant. And basically, there would be things. In Japan, he started on pole, but he was relegated because he ignored yellow flags during Saturday practice. Villeneuve did finish 5th, however, was disqualified for his things, and basically got Schumacher a 1-point lead in the driver's standings. The European Grand Prix at Jerez in Spain, Villeneuve would be the world champion. But it was Schumacher who was trying to bump into Jacques' car to disable it so that he could win the race. Unfortunately, that failed. Schumi didn't do it right. Schumi not only took himself out with that move, Villeneuve recovered and took third place. Schumacher was disqualified from the F1 championship anyway, so basically Villeneuve would have won anyway. Unfortunately, Villeneuve's career really went into decline following his world championship. He decided to stay with Williams in '98. He had some bad engines, which were rebadged Renault V10 engines from the previous season. As both Ferrari and McLaren basically overtook him in power. He had 2 podiums and finished fifth in the Drivers' Championship, but things would be bad. He would actually end up joining the British American racing team alongside Ricardo Santa. But BAR really screwed him up and all that. So yeah, basically Villeneuve was just not that good and all that. So yeah, Villeneuve would try his best and all that with Sauber, but he failed miserably. He did play for Le Mans and NASCAR and didn't do so well. So yeah. It's just terrible. Villeneuve sports a simple multicolored helmet, which was unchanged for his entire professional career. The helmet has a blue upper with flowing pink, yellow, and green red lines underneath. So anyway, you actually tried to Villeneuve tried to have a music career, but it failed miserably. Oh, that. Anyway. Yeah. So try as he might, he just didn't do so well after his '98 season in Formula One. He tried. That's all you can do with these guys. But anyway, Jacques Villenueve is still a legend, and I'm proud to share my birthday with him. I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.